hard to breathe.
You know, child, I don't regret a single experience in my life, but I do regret all the ideas I never made a reality and the opportunities I turned my back to. The world has so much more to offer than your everyday routine. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Wake up, child, and make your life unforgettable.
The local time is approximately 1 o'clock. Before leaving, make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Use caution when opening the overhead bins. The guidance.
Hello, Pyatigorsk! We're basically near Georgia. We're in the Caucasus or Caucasia, a territory occupied by Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia and southern Russia, and the land of Caucasus Mountains. Good morning, everyone. I slept at the hotel and about in 30 minutes we're leaving for the highest mountain in Europe, Mount Elbrus. The ascent is going to be pretty difficult, around 8 to 10 days. The height is 5,642 meters. And I know that when a group goes to the Mount Elbrus, not everyone is able to make it to the top, probably 3 or 4 out of 10 people, because you never know how your body is going to react to the altitude. It's going to be my first time in the mountains as well. Now I'm gonna get ready and then go packing. I need lots of things for the ascent. Climbing Elbrus isn't a stroll in the park. You need to be thoroughly prepared and have all the necessary equipment. By the way, in the link below the video I attached a checklist of things that you need for the ascent that you can buy or rent at the spot.
Рюкзак маленький, в котором у нас.
We prepared our backpacks, met the guides and the group who would climb with. Interaction between people in the mountains is a very special thing where everyone is ready to help each other, and later on in the trip we became like one big family.
Первый раз прощается, второй раз.
You can climb Mount Elbrus from 3 sides. From the east, which is the most wild and difficult ascent, not for newbies, from the north and from the south. My trip will take place from the southern part of Elbrus. Ascent is challenging for anyone, even if you're an athlete or a physically fit person, because walking in the mountains is completely different from walking on the plain land. Often people overestimate their strength and eventually give up after several kilometers of hiking. That's why the main rule in the mountains is to walk slowly. If you want to go further, you don't hurry and walk slowly.
Кстати, вопрос такой, я вот не знаю, как правильно делать. Вот если узкая тропинка, да, мы пропускаем.
We have arrived to the final point for today, of course, and basically every day we're going to climb different peaks in order to get used to the altitude. And today we're at 3,000 and we're going to go back to the camp in the evening, and there you can actually see our final goal and the dream of many people. Hopefully all of us are going to climb there, yeah? Are you guys excited about our climbing?
Доброе утро. Мы с вами
Еще не знакомы. Да.
какие вопросы надо решить?
Мне у нас 5 часов, ехали домой 10 из 5.
12 часов мы домой возвращались. А вообще за 5 доезжали.
We acclimatized at 3,000 and set off back for our base camp. This day was about learning to use the trekking poles and to walk and breathe in the mountains. So guys, we came back from our acclimatization trip. I am so tired right now, but really happy. The views, walking in the mountains, amazing people. I think that you can only get emotions and impressions like that from these kind of trips, connecting with the nature. And if you would like to climb Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in Europe probably, or go to other adventurous trips like that in Russia, of course you can't just take your backpack and go by yourself. You need the right equipment and experienced guides, but you can choose just any company as well. I know many stories where people went on tours with guides that only climbed the peak of Elbrus once. And you need to have guides that went there many times, that are really experienced, that know the mountains well, because anything can happen in the mountains. For instance, I'm here with Climbing Brothers, and their priority number one is safety. Safety on all the stages of the ascent. Another thing is that for our group of 14 people, they have 3 guides, which means that there is a higher possibility to go to the peak of the mountain, because if somebody in the group doesn't feel well, one guide will go down the mountain with that person, and there are 2 more guides that will continue climbing the mountain, and it's safer, of course. Another thing is comfort. You're able to choose the program with any comfort level, and I chose the most convenient one because I'm not ready for harsh conditions and living in a tent for 10 days. The first 3 days I'm living in a nice hotel and they give us delicious food. And even when we will go to the altitude of 4,000, we're not gonna live in a tent. There will be some kind of cabins. Climbing Brothers have different tours, not Elbrus only. So go to their Instagram page, check out their tours. And if you like something, you can go to the link below my video and fill out the Google form. They will contact you and you will get 10% off for any tour with Climbing Brothers. And then please send me the pictures of your trip, because I would be so happy if some of you would have such great adventures in Russia. Good morning. Our group is having breakfast. The most important thing in the mountains is energy, so you gotta eat well. So let's see what we eat here. Oats, some meat, cheese, cottage cheese, Russian pancakes, bread, of course. Nice tan, Alona. Oh yeah. It's a Mount Elbrus sign, you know?
Лучший завтрак у нас сегодня. Спасибо.
А в горах что? Надо есть хорошо. И еще
Каждая группа – это особенные, это все разные люди, объединенные какой-то одной целью. Самое главное для меня, чтобы все, кто начали этот поход, живые, здоровые, счастливые, в таком же составе вернулись. Какие цели это, каждый преследует сам для себя. Получить удовольствие, раскрыться внутренне, сбросить с себя все маски и быть настоящими. Дать человеку глоток свежести, другого взгляда на жизнь. В зависимости от рельефа мы выбираем темп, длину шага, высоту шага твоего, глубину вдоха, выдоха. В горах нужно вести себя спокойно и очень уважительно. Одно из главных правил – в горах ходят медленно, размеренно. Здесь никто никуда не торопится.
If you have this idea, this imagination that in the mountains you are so spiritual, that you walk and reflect about your life, find the answers to your questions, you're wrong. Actually, when you are there, you can only think about breathing, oxygen, applying sunscreen, keeping up with the group, and you daydream about the break to sit and relax at least for a moment.
Наверх.
Well, everything interesting is gonna come because today we're leaving to our second camp at the altitude of 3,800. There is a car, and we packed all our things, huge bags, trekking poles and ice pick. All the serious equipment is ready. Ice pick, we're ready.
Он холодный. Почему он такой холодный?
Are you excited?
Excited.
Where's your tent?
Подожди, стой. Кибет. Trekking poles.
Guys, is it trekking sticks or trekking poles? Vote in the comments because we don't know. English is not our native language.
No.
And we found two translations. Everything's white, we can't see anything. Filming happy faces before hardcore, hard life. Guys, everyone will think that Russians are so harsh and never smile.
Russians are so hardcore, so they smile at Elbrus at ascent. In casual life, we do not smile.
Tiny little steps, slow pace, but by these small steps you are able to climb the mountain, and we were already at 4,000. That day, because of the snowstorm, we couldn't see any sceneries, but we were able to feel the mountain's character at high altitude.
Going back to our camp. Удачи! Всем добрый день! Удачи!
In the mountains, it doesn't matter what you do in life, how you look like, or how much money you make. Here, everyone is equal and pursues the same goal, climbing the summit. And if you're familiar with the Russian culture, you know that Russians usually don't talk to strangers, but not here. You won't find such relationships between people anywhere, but in the mountains. Good morning. Today we'll show you one day in our camp on Elbrus. Feels like a polar station. Wow, the view though. Morning shower. Next step is to wait this line to go to the bathroom. I mean, to the toilet. Now going for breakfast to our canteen. So happy, this is so cool. Melting snow here. Here we have more snow. And then we have Russian pelmeni. And of course, Russian borscht. Спасибо. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. With this, you're gonna climb Elbrus? With this?
Yes, of course.
2 spoons of this?
Strong Russian people make this.
Горячее, с жару. Эля.
Что это?
Может, сразу одеваем?
Почему у нас здесь столько много пространства?
Today we're gonna have practice with ice peaks because there are cracks sometimes if you go higher than this altitude. Ooh, so cool, so interesting.
Нет, туда. Ледоруб на грудь. Зарубились.
Ох, как хорошо-то, а?
To breathe. Step by step, and we will get there. I feel so alive right now. This is life. So we left at around 9:30 a.m. Now it's 8 p.m. And we're still not at the camp. But I think in 20 minutes we're gonna be back in our camp. Actually, I can see the camp there. So happy. Right there. Can you see the barrels? Whew. Day 6 was about getting rest after a long acclimatization hike to Pastukhov Rocks. And on day 7, at midnight, we were about to start the summit push. Because of the very strong wind, it was too dangerous to continue climbing, and everyone that day had to go back.
Welcome back to civilization. Yesterday on Elbrus we went till 5,200, but then everyone that day was said that we need to go back. There was a snowstorm, very heavy wind, and we couldn't see anything, so it was very hard to go back from the mountain. When we were at 5,200 I started to cry because I really wanted to go to the summit. I didn't feel any mountain sickness. I was feeling very well and motivated to continue the ascent, but the weather was against that. There was one group that made it to the peak of Elbrus that day, but they couldn't go down from the mountain because the visibility was zero, and they had to spend the night at the summit, which is super dangerous. It was very cold and windy. Some of them were injured, so we made the right choice by going back. Nothing is more important than our life.
Лишь по окончанию похода, спустя несколько, наверное, месяцев, можно понять будет в малой части, зачем тебе нужен был этот поход и будет ли еще у тебя подобное.
Elbrus made me realize one thing. The final goal is never as important as the process of going to it. You might never even achieve the final destination. In fact, you might never even see it, and no one to blame for that. So we should be focusing on things where we enjoy the process itself, not the dream of an invisible result.
Thank you guys a lot for being through this trip with me. I hope that I was able to show at least 10% of my trip to Elbrus here. I know that people from abroad don't know many places in Russia, so if you share this video with your friend, it would help more people to see that there are such amazing places in Russia like Mount Elbrus. And if you like this video, it would help my channel to grow and for me to show you more of Russia, to make more videos. You can help just a little bit, but life is about small steps.